Welcome everybody to Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. This is the INSS Street Stock Series, getting ready for race number 6 here at Richmond Raceway. Going to be a great one here tonight. 55 laps from the short D-shaped oval 1-mile racetrack. It's going to be a lot of fun. Watching these boys in practice, they're already beating and banging off each other and getting really racy out there. So we are looking for a phenomenal race here tonight from Richmond. We see Aaron Raymond on the screen. He's getting the 91 Baldwin down underneath him. We see Matt Zaccaro, currently the fastest out on the racetrack at the moment. Raymond was fastest for quite a while. He's fallen back into that second position now. As we are just about getting done here with practice, let's take a look at our points coming into tonight. We see Ty Delphia with 2 wins at the top of the leaderboard. Logan Powers sits back in second with 2 wins as well. Aaron Raymond back in third. Stephen Rockford and Matt Zaccaro back in the 5th spot. Keep your top 15 up on the screen so you can see where your favorite drivers are currently in the point standings. And we've got our chat live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Kick, and over on Twitch. We do appreciate everybody tuning in here tonight. Don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. See a great little battle here between Sean Fleury and Mark Baldwin. This is, again, just practice, but you see just how racy this track is. These boys are already doing a lot of beating and banging, side-by-side racing. And Richmond known to be the excitement race, as we see the 91 get really loose off the corner, get into the side of the 88, who's able to hold on to it. And then Raymond uses that apron a little bit to help that car turn. So lots of different lines that these drivers are going to be using here, as we got about 2 minutes left here in practice. As we are getting ready, again, halfway through the season. Just 4 races remain after tonight. As we are quickly approaching qualifying, then our 2 heat races, and then the feature here tonight from Richmond. We saw a couple great races the last few weeks, both at Oxford Plains and North Wilkesboro. And the way that these boys are racing here, we've seen some really tight pack racing almost. Drafting is going to come into play a little bit here tonight, I feel. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a big 1 or 2 here tonight in this big group of cars. So far, we've got 20 cars getting ready to qualify here tonight. Most cars are pulling down on the pit road and getting ready for their qualifying attempts. As we have about 15 seconds left here in qualifying. Of course, can't do this without our great partners here on both Intensity Broadcasting and with the INSS, including our series sponsor, SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund. Together we can conquer cancer. The SD Ireland Research Fund is a dedicated organization that stands as a proud supporter of cancer research with a mission to make significant impact in the fight against cancer. SD Ireland's research works to support groundbreaking research initiatives, innovative treatments, and advancements in cancer care. Up to this point, they've raised over $12 million. So check them out. The link down is below if you can support. It's always appreciated. Of course, we don't say you have to support, but anybody who can, it's a great thing to be a part of. So we've got qualifying getting underway here. First driver out on the racetrack. We've got Aaron Raymond. We've got Mark Baldwin, who we see out on the racetrack right now. Actually, it seems like most of the drivers are out on the racetrack. Just saw in the chat Let's go, Matt. Matt in the 60, talking about Matt Zaccaro right here on the high lane, trying to get that car wound up here for his first of 2 laps here in qualifying. You see just 5 minutes to get it done here. 2 laps. Trying to get that car right down on the bottom. Gets a little loose up off the corner, but able to hold on to it for just now. As Raymond currently up at the top of the leaderboard, we see Zaccaro coming off of turn number 2. Ken Zeems jumps up into that second spot. We see Zaccaro come off of turn number 4 down to the stripe, and he will take over the top spot. Aaron Raymond not going to be able to get the pole here tonight. Jason Pelkey just jumped up into the 4th position. Here's Sean Fleury making his way through turns 1 and 2 and onto the backstretch on his final qualifying lap. Fleury down across the stripe. And that 31 is going to currently move up into the 8th position. We see Jake Grout making his way through turns 3 and 4. I'm sorry, off of turn number 2, and really loose there off of turn number 2 and onto the backstretch. And qualifying lap was over, so he figured he'd just wasted there. As we see Prescott sideways off the corner there, getting down into turn number 3. That is his first lap here tonight. So trying to get those rear tires warmed up and hooked up as he comes off of turn number 4 across the stripe. First lap's going to be good for the 18th position. Keeping it right down towards the bottom. And again, loose off of turn number 2. That's going to be our troublesome spot here tonight, I think. Off of turn number 2. Normally it's turn 4 where you see the car slipping and sliding, but tonight turn 2 is the trouble spot as Prescott moves up into the 12th position. Just one driver left to qualify. That is Bradley Bushy, though it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get out onto the racetrack here. Drivers meeting getting underway. See in the chat, scratch. Yeah, we got a couple drivers just pounding the wall there after their qualifying attempt, just to have a little bit of fun. And you notice already down at the bottom of the racetrack there, you see all those marbles already up on the bottom of the racetrack, as well as up at the top of the racetrack. And that's going to make a difference here tonight. iRacing's done a really good job lately of working on their particle model, if you will, having the dirt, if they go through the grass, the dirt actually stays up on the racetrack for quite a few laps until the track clears off. Well, the same thing with the marbles. These cars, the tires get really, really worn out, and those marbles start to accumulate up on the top and bottom of the racetrack. And if the cars get out of line just a little bit, it'll take a couple laps for these drivers to get those tires cleaned off and get that grip back. So watch the drivers who get pushed up the track a little bit, up into the marbles, struggle for a few laps, and it can change the dynamics of the race tremendously. So qualifying has completed. And we'll take a look at the grid for our first heat here tonight. Matt Zaccaro on pole. Ken Zeems going to roll off from the second position. Zach Cardo Zaccardo. Okay, I apologize. Thank you again for the pronunciation. I know it's not one that you see all the time, so thank you very much. So Matt Zaccardo up on the pole here tonight. Ken Zeems in the second position. Jason Pelkey going to roll off third with Peter Fisher in the fourth spot. Sean Fleury rolls off fifth with Frank Hughes back in sixth. Stephen Rockford back in seventh. Mark Baldwin in eighth. And then rounding out the heat will be Andy Collins and Caleb Kramer. So the field on the racetrack, just waiting for that pace truck to start rolling, and there it goes. And Zaccardo getting those rear tires warmed up right there, trying to get as much grip as he can into this race. And again, we do appreciate the comments in the chat. And again, I do apologize for getting that name wrong once again. It's we're halfway through the season. I'll get it right eventually. Somebody just said I might want to come race in this series with my old team driver. Just get ready to say my name wrong. Travis, I would just call you Travis. Now, I'd say Travis Nyatari. I'm probably saying that wrong, but hey, it's going to be my best shot as the pace car pulls down on the pit road. Green flag is in the air, and we are racing in our first of two heats here tonight. We get that timing and scoring tower looking better here. There we go. The field makes their way through turns 1 and 2 for the first time. And down the backstretch, and already we see one car. That's Caleb Kramer loose off of turn number 2 into the inside wall. Looks like he was able to save it though, so he stays going. Of course, we stay green. There are no cautions here in the heats as Zaccardo battling side by side with Ken Zeems. Zaccardo gets a little looser on that low side, able to hold on to it, so Zeems gets the advantage. It looks like he's going to clear the 60 machine, but here comes Zaccardo back on the low side. Battling it out door to door, side by side, just 6 laps to go here in our first heat. Meanwhile, just behind that, we see Stephen Rockford in a little bit of battle. He's got Pete Fisher up on the high side, Frank Hughes Jr. right behind. He's going to look up to the high side of Fleury as they go down into turn number 3. Zaccardo back up in front. He's going to clear this 90 of Zeems and take over that top spot. Now Stephen Rockford down to the low side of Sean Fleury. As they go door to door, another driver, looks like Caleb, looks like the 68 of Andy Collins losing it on the back stretch. Got loose there off of turn number 2, able to keep it off the wall. Again, no caution laps here in our heats as we have just 4 laps to go. Rockford has cleared the Fleury machine. He's setting his sights on Jason Pelkey as we are coming to 3 laps to go. Rockford has also run our fastest lap of the race, a 24:11 last time by. As we see the 61 of Frank Hughes Jr. take a look down underneath Sean Fleury, trying to take over that 5th spot. Of course, no points here in qualifying, just helps your position for the start of the race. Fleury is going to lose another position here to the 61 of Frank Hughes Jr. Meanwhile, Matt Zaccardo, staying out front of Ken Zeems here. Across the stripe for the final lap. 1 lap to go here in our first heat. Does Zeems have anything for Zaccardo as they come down off of turn number 2? Our top 4 under a blanket here as they come down into turn number 3 for the final time. And Matt Zaccardo gonna win heat number 1 here from Richmond Raceway. We'll take a look at our heat results in just a moment. So again, heat number one won by Matt Zaccardo. Ken Zeems comes home in second. Jason Pelkey third. Stephen Rockford and Frank Hughes round out your top five. Sean Fleury back in sixth. Peter Fisher in seventh. Mark Baldwin eighth. Caleb Kramer and Andy Collins is the final results of heat number one. Here is grid number two here with Aaron Raymond on pole. Ty Delphia, our points leader, starting in second. Logan Powers, who's second in points, rolling off third with Jake Rout in fourth. Shane O'Neill and Justin Prescott make row number three. Ethan Tyrell, Cam Powers back in row number four. And then Scott Rockford and Bradley Bushy round out the field here in heat number two. Hayes truck takes that hard left-hand turn down onto pit road. Green flag flies, and we are racing yet again here in heat number two. Field makes their way down into turn number one for the first time, and watch these drivers as they come off of turn number two. We saw that being the trouble spot, especially on these colder tires, and there we see it, one driver in the back. That is Cam Powers getting loose there off of turn number two, able to hold on to it. We stay green. There's, again, no cautions here in our heat races. And Raymond's going to lead lap number one. But here comes Logan Powers down to the inside of Ty Delphi as they dive down into turn number one. See the 49 Jake Rout trying to follow through as well. Ty Delphi always a little bit slower on the short runs. See right now he's losing a little bit of ground to Jake Rout. But during the race, especially if we have a long run later on, expect that 13 to drive themselves to the front. As I say that, Ty Delphi up into the outside wall. Doesn't look like he did too much damage to that car, but he's going to lose all his momentum. He's going to be in the battle here with Justin Prescott. Meanwhile, up front, Aaron Raymond pulling away from Logan Powers at the moment. Jake Rout sits back in third. We've got a little battle back here between Ethan Tyrell and Scott Rockford as they come off of turn number two. Rockford's going to take that position away from Tyrell. Meanwhile, Ty Delphi has some pressure here from the 04 of Justin Prescott. Side by side, door to door off of turn number two. Ty Delphi trying to keep that car straight coming off of turn number two. They come down to the stripe. We're going to have just 3 laps to go here in our second heat. I just noticed that that tower is not legible, so I can get that fixed for you guys. Apologize for that again. There you go. Timing scoring does not like heat racing for whatever reason. And look what we got here. We got a battle heating up for the lead with just 2 laps to go. Logan Powers is there, right on the back bumper of Aaron Raymond, looking up to the high side as they come through turns 1 and 2. Powers going to try the crossover here as they come down into turn number 3. He is right there on the back bumper as we are coming to the white flag. Just 1 more lap to go in heat number 2, and Powers is there. Can he make the move down to the inside here as they come down into turns 1 and 2 for the final time? Jake Rout right back there as well. Powers up on the high side. Raymond takes a little bit of a defensive line off of turn number 2. Here comes Powers with one last chance off of turn number 4. Down to the stripe. And Aaron Raymond's going to win heat number 2 here tonight from Richmond Raceway. So we take a look at the results of heat number 2. Aaron Raymond is your winner. Logan Powers brings it home second. Jake Grout back in third. Justin Prescott, Shane O'Neill, your top 5. Scott Rockford back in 6th. Ethan Tyrell 7th. Ty Delphia, Cam Powers, and Bradley Bushy, who did not start the heat race. Doesn't look like he's going to start the race either here tonight. So let's take a look at our starting grid. And on pole here tonight, Matt Zaccardo, Matt Zaccardo rolling off from the pole. Aaron Raymond back in second. Ken Zeems. Man, I get one name wrong and I start stumbling over all the names. Ken Zeems rolls off third with Logan Powers in the 4th position. Jason Pelkey rolls off 5th with Jake Grout in 6th. And Stephen Rockford and Justin Prescott make up row number 4. Frank Hughes Jr. and Shane O'Neill, your top 10. Sean Fleury is going to roll off 11th with Scott Rockford from the 12th position. 13th will be Peter Fisher with Ethan Tyrell back in 14th. Mark Baldwin, Ty Delphia make up row number 8. Row 9 will be Caleb Kramer and Cam Powers. And then again, Bradley Bushy not starting this race here tonight. So he will get credited with a last place finish. As the field makes their way through turns 3 and 4, we're going to have one more lap before we go green flag racing. Of course, we want to again thank everyone for joining us here tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, over on Kick. We do appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting. Of course, the SD Ireland Street Stock Series is brought to you by SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund. Research fund dedicated to dedicated organization that stands as a proud supporter of cancer research with a mission to make a significant impact on the fight against cancer. SD Ireland Cancer Research works to support groundbreaking research initiatives, innovative treatments, and advancements in cancer care. And to this point, they've raised over $12 million towards cancer research. So if you can find a way to donate, check them out in the link down below. Pace trucks pulled down onto pit road. Green flag flies, and we are racing here for 55 laps from Richmond International Raceway as they go down into turn number 1 for the first time. Aaron Raymond up on the high side. Matt Zaccardo down on the low side, trying to get something going on. One car really loose there. That was the 90. Ken Zeems down on the low side, loses his momentum. Here comes Pelkey trying to push it 3 wide, thought better of it. He's still battling with the 49 as the 90 of Zeems almost pushes up into the 31 of Logan Powers. Zaccardo up into the lead, but here comes Raymond back down to the inside as they come off of turn number 2. Ooh, another car a little loose back there. That was the 66 of Stephen Rockford, able to hold on to it as the battle for third is heating up between Logan Powers and Ken Zeems. Aaron Raymond to the front. Zeems around Zaccardo up into the second position. And here comes Pelkey battling to the inside of Logan Powers, with the 49 of Jake Grout in tow as well. Mentioned that drafting would be a little bit of a factor here. We're already starting to see that, especially on this long front stretch for these cars. A little further back, we've got 3 wide action. With Peter Fisher was up on the high side, and some contact there. As Sean Fleury, Frank Hughes Jr., and Shane O'Neill go 3 wide. O'Neill wisely backs out of it as Fleury and the 61 of Hughes make a little bit of contact, battling for position as we start lap number 5. Jake Grout moving around the 31 of Logan Powers. Powers falling all the way back into the 6th position. Now he's going to look down to the inside of Jake Grout and try to take that position back. He will slide up in front of the 49 and take over that 5th spot. Ken Zeems trying to run down that 88 of Aaron Raymond, and he's been just a little bit quicker than Raymond has on this short run. Pulls up right onto the back bumper to start lap number 7. And Zeems looks like he's going to make a move down to the inside here. Not quite close enough to make that happen. Now he's going to try to get the bumper underneath as they come off of turn number 2. He's going to have the position down into turn number 3. Zeems and Raymond side by side off of turn 4. Down to the stripe. It would have been a photo finish right there if that was the end of the race. But Zeems able to clear the 88 of Raymond. He's going to take over the lead here as Raymond gets really loose there off of turn number 2. Able to hold on to it though and keep his momentum. He dives it down into turn number 3 and retakes the lead from the 90 of Ken Zeems. Zeems, though, coming back down into turn at number 1. He's trying to give him a little bit of a bump into the corner. As Zeems gets to fall back and regroup. Zicardo back in the 3rd spot. He's got a mirror full of Jason Pelkey. And he had a front row seat to that Zeems and Raymond action. Just in front. Now the field pretty much single file as I say that. We saw Sean Flory thought about making a move down to the inside of Justin Prescott. Thought better of it. And one driver on pit road. That is the 30 of Cam Powers. And we see the damage to the right front of that 30 machine. Looks like he's got to get some of that damage repaired before he'll be able to continue. One driver I'm kind of surprised to see right now is Ty Delphia way back in the back. Back in the 16th position. He has not gained any positions from the drop of the green flag. And not able to make any moves forward just yet either, although it's still early in the race. If we have a long green flag run, I would not be surprised to see this car come alive and start picking them off one by one. Ken Zeems running back down the 88 of Raymond. It's just less than a car length between our top 2, and then we see Matt Zicardo right behind. About a half-second back, just kind of keeping pace right now. Saving his stuff, letting these drivers up at the front burn theirs off. Again, no tires in the pits, no resets for these drivers either, so any damage they get during the race, they'll have to get fixed up. See how Raymond down on the apron trying to get that car to turn. Got a little loose there and allowed Zeems to make a little bit of ground up as they exit turn number 4. These top 2 cars. Ooh! So Raymond again catches the apron, gets really loose, and here comes Zeems. Take a look back down to the inside. He's going to power down there through turns 3 and 4. Almost make some contact as they go door to door off of turn number 4 across the stripe. Battle for the lead heating back up here between these two. Just 40 laps to go. Now Zeems gets loose down on the low side, able to stay in it though. So he drives it down deep into turn number 4. Leaning on each other off of turn number 4. And the 60 car right behind as well. Watching and waiting. As Ken Zeems going to take the lead back from the 88 of Aaron Raymond. Raymond though going to cross him over here and take a look back down into turn number 3. Zeems not quite close enough to make the block as they come door to door off of turn number 4. Aaron Raymond gonna take that spot away as here comes Zeems trying to cross over yet again. With this battle going on for the lead, it's allowed Zicardo to get right back into the mix along with the rest of the field. We've got some side-by-side racing here as Stephen Rockford taking a look down and going around the 49 of Jake Rout. So move Rockford up into the 6th position. as Grout takes a look back down to the inside of Rockford to retake that position away. We've seen the crossover be extremely strong here in the early portions of this race. Shane O'Neill, Mark Baldwin battling out side by side. This is a battle for the 13th position. You see the 77 of Scott Rockford right behind as well, and Ty Delphia still sitting back in that 16th position. Ooh, makes a little contact with the outside wall, so our points leader having a very rough time at it here tonight. These two continue to battle it out. We are quickly approaching our halfway point. Just 35 laps to go here in the event. Our top two is now starting to pull back away from the 60 of Zaccardo. Ken Zeem's not giving up. He has been all over the back bumper of Aaron Raymond pretty much this entire run. Justin Prescott and Frank Hughes Jr. battling it out here with the 23 of Ethan Tyrell right behind. They rocket down the backstretch and into turn number 3. And he's going to take over that 10th spot, so he cracks the top 10 here tonight as we have just 32 laps to go. Now we're starting to see the tires equal out a little bit. Who's been able to save? Who's going to be able to push here on this final run to the end? See Ethan Tyrell trying to look for a way around Justin Prescott here as they come down into turn number 4. Meanwhile, this battle is heating up here between Jason Pelkey and Logan Powers. Jake Grout, Stephen Rockford, the 4th through 9th, lined up nose to tail. We see Sean Fleury in the back of this train as he is trying to close up on Peter Fisher here. Logan Powers right there on the back bumper. Been a little bit quicker than Pelkey the last couple laps. See if he's able to make a move down to the inside. Not quite close enough to tuck down underneath just yet. So up front, our top 3 now nose to tail. As Ken Zeems continues to try to find a way around Aaron Raymond. Then Zaccardo sits back in that 3rd spot, waiting. Looks like he's been trying to save his tires the best he can. He's been rolling out of it a little bit earlier than the other drivers here at the front, as we've got side by side between Pelkey and Jake Grout. A little contact there between Grout and Pelkey, and here comes the 66 of Stephen Rockford. Rockford got a great run going last week until he got caught up in it. Turned down into the inside wall. Thought he was going to drive his way back up through it, but was not able to, as he's now sitting back in the 6th position. Works around Pelkey. Sets his sight on Jake Grout. Zeems back on the back bumper. He's caught Aaron Raymond yet again, been a little bit quicker. We see him right there on that back bumper as they come down into turn number 3. And oh, he turns Raymond. Raymond goes around. Does not make contact with the wall. Made a little bit of contact with the outside wall. That's going to bring up our first wreckage rewind of the night. See if we can get a little better view of what happened here. Down into turn number 1. Yeah, it looks like Raymond just didn't realize that the 90 was there. It's a little bit tighter than he might have thought originally. Two of them make contact and up into the outside wall. Spin cycle right there for the see if we can get a good view here from the Ziem side. Yeah, it just looks like the two of them just got together there, made some contact. It's going to put Aaron Raymond back into the 16th position. And Ken Ziems takes over that top spot with Matt Zaccardo in second, Logan Powers in third, Jake Rout and Steven Rockford. Your top 5 as the pace truck's lights go off. We've got 1 to go. We're going to re-rack them, restack them, and get ready to refire them here from Richmond International Raceway. Well, that was a great run for this group for the first 25 laps. Fortunately, as we all know, we've got a t-shirt for it on our website. Cautions breed cautions. So I would not be surprised to see a couple more come out quickly here as the field is regrouped and re-racked and refired as Ziems looks to the inside of Zaccardo down into turn number 1. Continue to be side by side down to turn 3. Logan Powers down to the inside of Jake Rout as they come off of turn number 4. And Ziems gets a little loose there. Almost gets up into the side of the 60, breaks his momentum. And Logan Powers trying to take advantage of that as well as here comes Jake Rout to the high side of Ziems as they come off of turn number 2. Starting to see that high side come into play a little bit as we see those marbles really starting to impact that high lane. Field rockets by. You see those marbles up at the top of the racetrack. Again, when somebody gets up in there, that's going to be a bad time for them until those tires get cleaned back off as Logan Powers and Ken Ziems battle it out for the 3rd spot. Jake Rout has solidly made his way up into 2nd place. Matt Zaccardo takes over the top spot, and he's got Jake Rout now right there on the back bumper. This battle, 3-wide battle up here between Ziems in the middle, Rockford on the bottom, Pelkey up on the high side. Sean Fleury trying to join this battle as well as they are still 3 wide off of turn number 2. A little contact there. They continue to battle it out. Here comes Frank Hughes Jr. to the bottom here, trying to make it 4 wide for a second. Peter Fisher in the middle of this mix as well. He's got Justin Prescott on the back bumper as he tries to get through that one clean, and Pelkey back up into the 5th position. Ken Ziems way off the pace. Not sure what happened to Ziems here. I think he was up into the outside wall. See what happened to this 90 car. Battling side by side here as they go down into turn number 1. Gets up into the marbles. Talked about being up in those marbles earlier. Catches the outside wall. And And now he is down on pit road trying to get that car fixed up. We talked how hazardous those marbles could be as Jake Grout has now taken the lead away from Matt Zaccardo. See, we see how the pass was made. Off of turn number 2. Oh, Zaccardo really loose there. Catches the outside wall. Logan Powers trying to take advantage of that as well as our top 3 now. Actually, more than our top 3, our top 5 nose the tail off of turn number 4 with just 16 laps to go. Ty Delphia starting to make some moves in the late part of the race. We talked about it earlier. Having a long run, we see this 13 car start picking them off one by one. First half of the race, he did not gain any positions. Now, trying to go around Justin Prescott for the 8th spot. Currently up 7 spots from where he started. Wouldn't be surprised to see him take and click off a few more. Justin Prescott take a look down to the inside of Sean Fleury. Ooh, Ty Delphia tried to make a move, but Prescott throws the block. Just 14 laps to go. Delphia trying to push it 3 wide here. Trying to get himself up towards the front. And then we see the 88 of Aaron Raymond right behind as well, trying to work his way back up to the front. Ooh, Raymond catches the outside wall almost. Comes down into Ty Delphia, who's dialing side by side now with Sean Fleury. Move Delphia up into 8th position. 13 laps to go. Does Delphia have enough in the tank and enough tires to work his way back up towards the front? Meanwhile, Logan Powers around the 66 of Stephen Rockford and up into the 3rd position. As the caution comes out, it looks like it is for Prescott. Frank Hughes Jr. involved. It's going to bring up another wreckage rewind. So we take a look to see what brought this one out. See, Frank Hughes Jr. gets loose down into turn number 1. Prescott just nowhere to go, makes some contact. Gets run over by Ty Delphia. Hard impact with the inside wall. The whole front bumper come off that 4. A little bit of damage now to the 13 of Ty Delphia. That front end pushed in just a little bit. Doesn't look like it's going to affect him too much. Again, a little bit of aerodynamics being important here. So, bring you through the field real quick while we're under yellow. Jake Kraut is your leader. He will be the control car on this restart. Matt Zaccardo back in the 2nd spot. Logan Powers in 3rd. Stephen Rockford and Jason Pelkey, your top 5. Ty Delphia up into the 6th position. Sean Fleury, Aaron Raymond, Ethan Tyrell, and Mark Baldwin round out your top 10. As the lights on the pace car are off, and Jake Kraut's going to choose the high lane here on this restart. Drivers discussing the restart procedures here. Reminder, the leader can choose lane, which he did, and he can basically take off anytime the pace truck is down below the white line. So as soon as he dives down onto pit road, later fire off whenever he wishes. There you go, pace car on pit road. Green flags back in the air. We are back racing. Another great jump for Jake Kraut. As a 66 of Rockford to the outside of Zaccardo. Battle side by side off of turn number 2. Zaccardo, a little loose there. Contact there with Rockford. Amazing save, though. Able to hold on to it. As they come off of turn at number 4. Logan Powers giving a little shove here to the 60 of Zaccardo. And look who is in the mix. The 13 of Tydelphia. See Aaron Raymond trying to get back up to the front as well, making some contact with the outside wall. And Zaccardo to the inside of Stephen Rockford for the second position. Just 10 laps to go. Door to door, side by side as they come through turns 1 and 2. Zaccardo trying to push the 66 up the racetrack just a little bit. This is exactly what Jake Rout wants to see in his mirror. These two side by side. He's starting to inch away from the rest of this battle. Meanwhile, just behind, first and second in points, battling it out, is the 66 of Rockford. Got really loose there off of turn number 2. Here comes Tydelphia to the inside of Logan Powers. More door-to-door action as they come across the stripe. 8 laps to go. Folks here paying for the whole seat, but only using the edge. As Rockford gets really loose off of turn number 2, that allows Zaccardo to pull ahead and clear the 66 as they come off of turn number 4. Just 7 laps to go. Jake Rout with a healthy lead as here comes Stephen Rockford back down to the inside. Ooh, some more contact as they go up the racetrack. Zaccardo able to save it. They are 3 wide down the backstretch. Tydelphia now moves up into the 3rd position as Logan Powers makes it 3 wide. And Zaccardo falls all the way back into the 6th position. Logan Powers up into 3rd. Here comes Tydelphia battling back to the inside as they are trying to stay with Stephen Rockford. Jake Rout out to a 1-second lead over this group behind. 5 laps to go. Matt Zaccardo in trouble. He is losing a ton of ground here, falling all the way back into the 13th position. He's back there with Aaron Raymond as contact is made. And oh, the 61 goes around. That's going to bring out a caution. And we're going to re-rack them, restack them, and do it all again here with just 4 laps to go. We already see the 61 a little loose there. Zaccardo just nowhere to go. Makes some contact with Frank Hughes. Aaron Raymond, slight contact with the 80 there, but the 68 of Andy Collins gets the brunt of that one. A lot of damage to the 61 of Frank Hughes Jr. I believe he is going to be done for the race. We see Justin Prescott coming down on pit road, trying to get a little bit of that damage fixed up on the 04 machine. Wow, what an incredible race that one was right there. Pace car coming around right now. Looks like we're going to be going 1 to green here as they come across the line. And again, we see Jake Rout using the high lane here on this restart. Stephen Rockford down to the low side. Logan Powers and Ty Delphia back in row number 2. Jason Pelkey. Sean Fleury back in row number 3. Row 4 is the 77 of Scott Rockford. Mark Baldwin. And then, third row is Ethan Tyrell and Scott Rockford. And then Mark Baldwin and Zaccardo. Back in row number 5 is the pace car. Down on pit road, Jake Rout hits that loud pedal. We are back racing with 4 laps to go. Rout able to stay out in front of Rockford as they come off of turn at number 2. Logan Powers, Ty Delphia side by side. Our points leaders battling it out for position. They're door to door off of turn at number 4. The battle for the final podium spot heating up between the 13 and the 31. Logan Powers inches ahead of Delphia. Delphia gets the run down the backstretch and back into turn number 3. Right behind we see Pelkey and Sean Fleury battling it out as Logan Powers able to clear and stay in front of Ty Delphia. As the battle for the lead now heating up here between Jake Rout and Stephen Rockford as they come down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Going to get the white flag when they cross the line this time. Rockford slide job up in front of Grout. White flag is in the air. 1 more to go. As Logan Powers now tries to make a move down underneath Jake Rout for the second position as they come off of turn number 2. They are side by side for the second position. Logan Powers trying to muscle ahead down into turn at number 3 for the final time. Here comes Ty Delphia into the mix as well. Stephen Rockford out in front. Stephen Rockford is going to win here at Richmond International Raceway. Logan Powers brings it home in second. Jake Rout in third. Ty Delphia and Jason Pelkey round out your top 5. But how about it for Stephen Rockford? Had the rough race last week where he got wrecked out early. Comes around and gets the win tonight here at Richmond International Raceway. Top 3 going to come park it down on the start-finish line. As Rockford going to burn it down here. Man, what an incredible race. Sandy Fleury says congratulations to Logan. Stephen Rockford still trying to burn it down here on the front stretch. And now he's going to come park it down at the start-finish line. And we will talk with our top 3 momentarily, but let's take a look at our results here tonight. And getting the win. Oops, that's heat results. Let's try feature results. That would look better. Stephen Rockford getting the win here tonight from Richmond Raceway. Logan Powers comes home second. Jake Rout in third. Ty Delphia and Jason Pelkey your top 5. Sean Fleury brings it home 6th. Scott Rockford back at 7th. Ethan Tyrell rebounds to 8th. Shane O'Neill and Matt Zaccardo back in 10th. Aaron Raymond rebounds for an 11th place finish. Peter Fisher back in 12th. Caleb Kramer comes home 13th. Justin Prescott and Mark Baldwin round out your top 15. Andy Collins back in 16th. 17th was Frank Hughes Jr. Ken Zeems comes home 18th. Cam Powers in the 19th position. That's going to do it for the field here tonight from Richmond Raceway. We're getting ready to talk to our top 3, but first, I want to again thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank our great partners here tonight, including our series sponsor, SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund. Cancer Research Fund is a dedicated organization that stands as a proud supporter of cancer research with a mission to make a significant impact on the fight against cancer. SD Ireland Cancer Research works to support groundbreaking research initiatives, innovative treatments, and advancements in cancer care. Raised over $12 million up to this point. Go ahead if you're able to drop a donation at the link down below. Also want to thank our great partners here at Intensity Broadcasting. Of course, the Butt Kicker, well-known leader in gaming haptics, the award-winning line of Butt Kicker products lets users feel low-frequency sounds. Their products are used indoors around the world by leading PC and console gamers, including professional sim racers. Check out the full line of Butt Kicker products and figure out what's right for you by visiting thebuttkicker.com. Of course, you can check out our website as well if you're looking for a novelty tee, one of Atlee Atman-Weiss's racing gear shirts, or if you're a small-time race team looking for some swag, get a quote today over at intensityracing.com. Now we're going to get a word in with our top three, starting with our third place finisher here tonight, driver of the 49, Jake Rout. Jake, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah.
Man, what a run here tonight. Led some laps, had some excitement. Unfortunately, fell back into that third spot. Talk us through the race. It looks like your tires kind of fell off there in that final run, but still a great run for you and led some laps here tonight.
Yeah, I don't really know. Rode behind Logan for a while. Got that caution on like lap 30. I was able to drive up to P2 and then get around Matt for the lead. And I thought I was gonna be pretty good. Thought I had enough tire left, and came down to the last restart, and it did not want to stay planted. So Steven just and Logan both just did a better job at saving tires tonight, and I need to figure that one out, I guess, because I feel like every week I screw myself on that.
Yeah, it seemed like tire wear was a huge factor here, as it always is in these street stocks. It seemed like turn two seemed to be the biggest problem here tonight. Talk us through what we were able to do to keep that car planted off of turn number two, because it seemed like everybody was struggling off that corner.
Yeah, I felt like low exits was really just the key, not getting the throttle till you're straight and just not washing up too hard and having to pull it off the fence because that's where I saw people getting loose. I got loose there a couple of times, but if you overcooked it there, you pretty much screwed yourself for the rest of the lap and the lap coming up too. So it was just you got to be careful.
Well, awesome job coming home at P3 tonight. Next week, we move on over to Oswego. How'd you like your chances there?
I have a love-hate relationship with that place. Been really good there, been really bad there, wreck there. I mean, everything's happened. So just have to save the tires, I guess. That place is a cheese grater as well. So
Awesome, man. Well, good luck next week at Oswego. If you're saying a cheese grater track, sounds like a perfect track for Philadelphia. But man, again, congratulations on the podium here tonight. Before we let you go, Jake, anyone you want to thank? Any shout you got to give?
yeah, I got to thank you guys for broadcasting, Logan for putting it on, SD Ireland Cancer Refund. Keep forgetting to thank them. JNS Sales and Service, White's Heating, Justin Brooks Designs, RKM Setup Shop, uh, AW Clark Builders, and anybody else.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations on the podium. Good luck next week, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Now we'll bring into the booth our second place finisher, Logan Powers. Logan, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, great run for you here tonight. Battling there with the points leader, Philadelphia, who did another great job of saving his tires. He ran back in the 16th spot the entire first half of the race, and he almost got snuck onto the podium here tonight. But man, talk us through your race. You saw a lot of excitement there up at the front.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what the strategy should be. I had a good starting spot, and I knew that was kind of the key to to the strategy, anyways. Just not having to go super hard. Me and Jason Pelkey rode a good ways with Jake and Steven, and we were obviously just running a really smooth line. I think it showed with obviously the contact with Aaron and Ken. That kind of shook things up, but Ken shortly after fell off, and then I think Matt kind of had that same issue, and so they had a good battle up front, made it exciting. It just it didn't last, and it kind of enabled some of us other guys to come up through, and yeah, just saved them well enough to go for it there at the end. And I think I was really close to Steven, but definitely a few more laps wouldn't have hurt.
Yeah, it was a fantastic run for everybody up at the front, and like I said, you saw quite the excitement there It seemed like the tires really made a difference here tonight, really pushed, and I know this is a bit of a cheesy grater track. Is there anything you can learn from here tonight that you can move on to Oswego next week with?
I don't know. I think these cars, they're not. Every track's different, obviously, but these cars, and Ty is a great example of it. He's figured out that what the line he needs to run, how he needs to apply the gas and brake. There's definitely things you can take away. I think every race that we run, when we get more green flag laps, is a benefit to everybody, and I think everybody showed that everybody in general has gotten better. I mean, the races this year have been so much more green flag, and I can see the progression in a lot of these guys. So makes for a really good time. So yeah, I think we can apply some things to it, but the tracks are definitely different. So we'll see.
Yeah, you talk about those green flag runs. When I was watching practice, I said this race was either going to go completely green flag or it was going to be to see how many cars were left at the end of the race. But fortunately, we had the first one with just the 3 cautions here tonight. So long run speed definitely benefited you as well as some of the other drivers. Well, again, great job here coming home P2 here tonight. Good luck next week at Oswego. And before we let you go, Logan, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, of course. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and everybody showing up every week. It really, our numbers have gotten down, but I appreciate everybody showing up and everybody still watching. And then I'd like to thank our series sponsor, SD Ireland. I really appreciate the Fishers helping me out, and SD Ireland themselves for helping this make possible. I'd like to thank you guys for putting it on every week, and I want to give a shout out to Steven. He's made it pretty obvious to me that he's been trying to get his first win in this series, and it's really cool to see him finally persevere. He's had a lot of close runs, but he finally got it done tonight, so congrats to him.
Awesome, man. Before I let you go, Logan, I do have a couple shout outs here in the chat. Sandy Fleury says, congratulations. Brian Powers says, nice job, Logan. Brian Holbrook says, heck of a run, 31. Vern says, hell of a job, Logan. And Aaron Delphia says, great job, boys. So, yeah, give you all your shout outs here in the chat before we let you go.
Yep, I appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
Have a great night. Now we'll bring in our winner here tonight. Had a rough week last week. Gets it done here tonight. That is the driver of the 66, Stephen Rockford. Stephen, you got Josh up in the booth. You got a copy?
Josh, it feels great to finally be talking to you as the winner. Let me tell you. I think that I've lost these races every way possible, mostly my own fault, but it feels really good to finally win in this league.
I mean, it looks like you had a little chip on your shoulder after last week. I know none of your fault, none of your doing, but you had a fast car last week at North Wilkesboro. Got taken out early in the race, wasn't able to recover. Then you drive yourself up to the front here tonight, get the win. I mean, nothing feels better than your first win in a series, that's for sure.
Absolutely. I just started off the race here. I started, I don't know, just a little bit ahead of mid pack and just rode behind Logan and Jake, just trying to save tires. Like that's the name of the game this year with these things, and everybody's seen it. So yeah, I took the spots when I could and tried to keep my moves a little bit of a secret there. I didn't want to pull down on the front stretch too many times on people, so they knew that you could actually get under them just running the shorter way around. So yeah, just planned it the whole race, and it just happened to work out with Raymond getting in trouble there, and yeah, it feels good, man.
It seems like those cautions kind of benefited you a little bit as well. I was actually kind of surprised we didn't have more cautions just because of how loose these cars were, especially off of turn number 2. We saw cars completely sideways off the corner. At the end there, we did have that little bit of a later caution. Did that benefit you at all, being able to stack the field back up to get a run there at the end?
Oh, absolutely. Once I got around, what was it, the 60 car there, or maybe it was the 90. Once I got around him and I was just trying to chase down Jake, I knew that it was going to be close if I could even get there. And then when the caution came out, it put us side by side. it was just one good restart away from just putting the pressure on. I was witnessing him getting loose earlier in the race on the bottom, just kind of sliding it a little bit more than me. So it gave me, at the very least, a little more confidence to go in and just race him really hard. And I really appreciate him not trying to door me down the track or anything like that too. It's just good hard racing, and that's why means so much to win in this league to me.
For sure. A lot of competition in this league. There's 6 or 7 guys that can win this race at the end of that racetrack, and you just happen to be the one that was out in front.
Yeah.
So, again, congratulations, Steven, on your first win in the INSS. I know it's a special one, and I know it's a big deal for you. So, again, congratulations on that one. Before I let you go, Steven, anyone you want to thank? Any shots you got to give here tonight?
Yeah, I just got to thank Logan putting on the league and SD Ireland again. Without them, it wouldn't be a possibility. So them stepping up and helping us out. I hope that this is everything that they want it to be. And you guys for broadcasting, you guys do a great job. We wouldn't want anybody else to do it. And yeah, just all the guys that with the Vermont race team that get on and race with me and give me tips and give me crap too. So.
Awesome, man. Well, again, good luck next week at Oswego. See if you make it 2 in a row at another cheese grater track, and we look forward to talking with you again soon.
I hope so, man.
Have a great night.
Later.
So that was your winner here tonight, Stephen Rockford, getting his first career INSS win here from Richmond Raceway. That's going to do it for us here tonight from Intensity Broadcasting. Of course, don't forget that like button, follow, and subscribe. So anytime we go live here on Intensity Broadcasting, no Doghouse Racing League on Tuesday. Thunderstruck is another week away from restarting up. So we'll be back here next week from Oswego Speedway here on Intensity Broadcasting. So tune in right here next Sunday night for the INSS SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund Street Stock Series. Of course, again, thank you to all our great partners here on Intensity Broadcasting, including SD Ireland for the series sponsorship, The Butt Kicker, IntensityRacing.com. Check them all out. Links are down below in the description. And of course, we want to thank all of you, because without you guys here watching every week, it wouldn't be worth us coming out and doing this. So we do appreciate you as well tuning in. And of course, as our boy Atman Weiss would say, over